वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय।
Radhe Radhe everyone. We'll be using book number 2, bhajan book number 2. Could I have you move a little further up, please? Thank you. Whoever can come forward. Page 42, book number 2. May I also humbly request you to turn your cell phones off so that nobody's cell phone will ring. And also, if you are tempted to use your cell phone during the talk, then please resist the temptation. And the best way of doing that is to just turn it off. Thank you. लाडली लाल की जय। श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। अज्ञान तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन कृपालु गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर् गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनस्तं नमामि हरिं परम्। नमः कमलना भाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षण यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्वं देवमात्म बुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। Eternally divine souls, we are going to drink the nectar of yet another childhood pastime of Shri Krishna, as described by Jagadguru Uttam Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj. Page number is 42 in book 2. Maangat Kaiso Daan Kanh tum Maangat Kaiso Daan Kanh tum Maangat Kaiso Maangat Kaiso Daan Kanh दीन बने भिक्षुक
मांगत दान दीन बनी भिक्षुक
मांगत दान दीन बनी भिक्षुक
मांगत दान दीन
Please clap your hands.
भिक्षुक
तुम्हारे उर अभिमान कान्ह तुम
तुम्हारे उर अभिमान कान्ह
तुम्हारे उर अभिमान कान्ह तुम
तुम्हारे उर अभिमान
कान्ह तुम कान्ह तुम मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
In the divine village Barsana, there is a Sankari Khod, is a very narrow passage. And a gopi was passing all alone through that passage. She was going there. And she was going to sell curd. So she had homemade curd with her so that she could sell it. And all of a sudden, Shyam Sundar cornered her. Not only did he corner her, but he demanded curd from her. He said, "Oh Gopi, give me your curd." And she asked him, "In what capacity are you asking for this? How is it that you are demanding curd from me? Who are you to demand this from me?" So who is Sri Krishna? He is the Supreme Lord. He is the omniscient one, omnipresent one, omnipotent one. He is the all-knowing, the Sarvagya, Lord of all lords. He is the almighty, omnipotent one. He is the omniscient one, the all-knowing one. He is the all-pervading, omnipresent one. There is none greater than him. That is who he is. And who is this gopi? There are two kinds of gopis, and both of them have come from Golok. There are gopis that are eternally liberated. They were never under Maya's control. They are Nitya Siddha. Nitya, eternal, Siddha, eternally perfect ones. They were never tormented by Maya. And their others were Siddha gopis. They had done sadhana, they had practiced devotion, and they had reached Golok. So the Nitya Siddha gopis are Lalita, Vishakha, Chitra, and the rest. And there's so many other gopis. So many other gopis, Siddha gopis. But they've all come from Golok. The gopis further divided into married gopis and unmarried gopis. Even the eternally liberated gopis, some of them are married, others are not. They are single. They're unmarried. The eternally liberated ones are married? Yes. Shri Krishna inspired them. He got them married. So even the eternally liberated ones, some of them are married, while others are not. And the Siddha Gopis, the same thing. Some of them are married, others are unmarried. The ones who are married have the attitude towards Shri Krishna which is called Parakiya Bhav. वो पर पुरुष है ना, परकीया भाव. She has a husband at home, but she loves Shyam Sundar, the Supreme Brahma. So her mood is Parakiya Bhav. And the unmarried ones, they are Swakiya Bhav Gopis. So Parakiya Bhav Gopis, the married ones, their devotion is at a higher level than the Swakiya Bhav Gopis. How is that? It's because for the married gopi, there are restrictions. She has rare access to Shyam Sundar. She cannot have his darshan very often. She does not have his sparsh or his touch very often. There are restrictions. As opposed to the unmarried gopi who has more free access to Shyam Sundar. She doesn't have to answer to so many people. She has no mother-in-law. She has no father-in-law. She has no husband. She does not have a sister-in-law, husband's sister or brother. She does not have sisters-in-law, brothers-in-law, in-laws, so she is more free. However, the married gopis, their love is greater. Their love became greater. Because whenever there is a restriction, let's say there is a body of water and it's flowing, and you put a dam there, there is a barrier. And then one day the dam breaks. Now that water that had been contained in that reservoir, it will flow with great speed. Because it had been restricted, now the restriction is gone, so there is a very, very strong flow of water. Or it's like the gases in the pressure cooker in the kitchen. If the dal is being made or vegetables are being cooked in a pressure cooker, the gases keep on building up within the pressure cooker. And then they come out with a swooshing sound, with a strong sound. It scares you, it can frighten you, because it's a very, very loud sound. So when the restrictions are no longer there, then the gopis' love, it flows so much stronger. In other words, they are restricted, and once in a while when the restriction is lifted, the love that they have for Shri Krishna is much greater than the love of the unmarried gopis. So there's Parakiya Bhav of the married gopis and Swakiya Bhav of the unmarried gopis. Now it's also very interesting that some of the gopis, these are verses of the Vedas. कुछ गोपियाँ जो थी, जो सिद्धा गोपियाँ थी, वो वेदों की ऋचाएँ थीं. और वेदों की ऋचाएँ दो तरह की हैं. एक तो ब्रह्म के बारे में स्पष्ट बोलती हैं, सीधे सीधे बोलती हैं. और दूसरी जो हैं वो ब्रह्म के बारे में डायरेक्टली नहीं बोलती. वो कहेंगी इंद्र की पूजा, उसके बारे में बताएंगी, वरुण की पूजा, देवी देवताओं की पूजा बताएंगी. So there are the verses of the Vedas that talk directly about Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And there are others that will say, I bow to Indra, and I give homage to Varun, I give homage to this devta, that devta. This corresponds to the gopis. There are some gopis that readily admit, I love Thakurji, I love Shyam Sundar. And when Shyam Sundar says, do you love me? She says, yes, I love you. But there are others who will say, no, 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 no. I have nothing to do with him. Oh no, he's very fickle and he does not deserve me. And if Thakurji comes to her, she said, go away from me. She puts on airs. So this has to do with so there's a correlation between the verses of the Vedas. The ones that adore him and talk directly about him, those are the gopis, that corresponds to the gopis who readily admit that they are head over heels in love with Shyamsundar, and the others, they'll say, oh, this devta, that devta, and those are the ones who love Shri Krishna more than life, but they will not admit it. That's their love. Inwardly, there's always yes, yes, yes. Outwardly, there's always no, no, no. That's something interesting about the gopis. So both the types of gopis, whether they are Nitya Siddha or Siddha gopis, they've all come from Golok. And Thakurji is asking he's demanding in fact, curd. And the gopi says, how is it that you're asking for curd? And if you want some curd from me, if you want some dahi, then you should ask with humility. Now that makes sense to us. When you are wanting something from someone, you don't say, hey, give me $100. No, you want a loan or you want someone to give you charity, you say, would you please, I'd be ever so thankful. Thank you so much. You'd be humble. You ask for whatever you want with humility. Can I borrow your car for a couple of hours? You don't say, give me your car keys. Who's going to give you the car? Even if it's a good friend, ask me properly. And Thakurji says, I want this curd. Give it to me. And the gopi is saying, this is no way to ask. A beggar needs to be humble. So I understand you don't know how to be humble because there are no beggars in your Golok. You've come from Golok and there are no beggars there. So you don't know how to beg. So you should take lessons in how to beg for something. You want to beg for dahi, so you need to beg properly. Once when gopis and Shri Radharani and Shri Krishna they were all near the swings, the jhulas, and Thakurji insisted that Kishori ji sit on the jhula and that he would push her. But he didn't know how to push the swing, so he would do it very hard. And Kishori ji would say, like this. And the gopi said, stop, Shyamsundar, you don't know how to push the swing. You don't know how to push the jhula. So first, you need to accept us as your gurus. We will teach you how to push the swing. Then you can have the seva, but you don't know how to do it correctly. So he doesn't even know how to push the jhula correctly. And now the gopi is saying, you don't know how to beg properly. So you need to take lessons. Because you're asking me for something, you're begging me for something. And you should beg me properly. And now Thakurji answers. Maangat Kaiso Daan Kanh tum
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 जो कहूँ हो नहीं भिक्षुक मांगत
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 दान सहित सम्मान कान्ह तुम
दान सहित
सम्मान दान सहित सम्मान कान्ह तुम
दान सहित सम्मान कान्ह तुम
कान्ह तुम
कान्ह तुम
कान्ह तुम ओ मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम।
Thakurji says, I am not a beggar, and so I don't ask for charity with humility. I don't need to have a humble attitude. You see, Saint Rahim has said, Rahiman ve nar mar chuke, je kahun mangat jahe, unte pehle ve mare, jin mukh niksat nahi. The great saint has said, when you ask for something from someone, then you're really a dead person. You lose your self-respect when you beg something from someone. But the one who says no to charity, I don't wish to give charity, he's even more dead than the one who's asking for charity. He has even less self-respect than the one who's asking for charity, who's begging for something. Thakurji says, I am not a beggar, and I'm asking with full respect. I want you to give me this curd with respect. Give it to me respectfully. Now, from the worldly point of view, Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya have 900,000 cows. And the cows in those times would give so much more milk than even the healthiest cow today. They would give 10, 20 times the milk that the cows would give today. So there is so much milk. You can say milk is flowing in the house. There is so much butter, fresh butter, dahi, so much. Once when Kanhaiya was being accused of stealing from the gopis, he says very convincingly to his mother, he said, Maya, when there's so much doodh and dahi at home, that we give it away to others. हम काम वाली को दे देते हैं. काम वाले इतने आते, काम करने वाले इतने आते हैं, उनको ही हम दे देते हैं, तो मैं क्यों जाऊंगा भला उनके यहाँ घर चुराने. So Shri Krishna says to his mother, Maya, can you really believe that I would go to their home to steal butter? There's so much butter and buttermilk and curd and milk at home that even the ones who come to our helpers, the ones who come to do work at home, we give them freely. Take as much as you want. So Nanda and Yashoda have about 1 million cows, and Thakurji is saying, do I need to beg you for curd? No, no, no. But why is he begging then? It is because of love. The gopi has a power. The power is called Prem or love. And that power is so powerful that Shri Krishna begs the gopi. He becomes a beggar and she becomes a giver. So he's saying, I'm asking for charity not with humility, but with full respect. Aho chitram vande tat prema bandhanam yat baddham muktidam mukta brahma krida mrigi kritam. Because of love, the devotees, the gopis, they regard Shri Krishna, the Supreme Brahma, as a plaything, as a toy. The gopi says, Kanhaiya, I will give you a tall glass of buttermilk. Dance for me, won't you? And he dances. Kanhaiya, help me fill these baskets with gobar, cow dung, and I'll give you one big fistful of fresh butter for every basket you help me fill. And he says, all right, that sounds like a good idea. That's fair. ताही अहीर की छोहरियाँ छछिया भर छाछ पे नाच नचावे. A saint has said, for a little bit of chach, buttermilk, the gopis, ahir ki chohariyan, they are making him dance to their tune. The gopis are clapping and keeping the rhythm, and Krishna is dancing. So Kanhaiya says, no, I don't need to be humble. I'm not asking for charity with humility. I want you to give it to me with full respect. मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम.
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम.
तो सुनो ऐसो दान द्विजन कहाँ. Everyone please sing and clap. तो सुनो ऐसो दान द्विजन कहाँ.
तो सुनो ऐसो दान द्विजन कहाँ.
तुम यादव हरे तुम यादव जग जान कान्ह तुम.
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 कान्ह तुम.
कान्ह तुम.
कान्ह तुम.
कान्ह तुम.
मांगत कैसो मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम.
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम.
वो मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम.
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम.
So Kanhaiya, you're saying that I should give you this curd with respect, but such charity is given to Brahmins. But you're not a Brahmin. Thakurji is considered to be a Kshatriya, and in Mathura, and in Gokul he's considered to be Vaishya. Now, Nand and Vasudev are half brothers. They have two mothers with same father. So Vasudev's mother was a Kshatriya and father, of course, is a Kshatriya. But Nand Baba's mother was from a Vaishya family and his father was Kshatriya. But interestingly enough, he accepted the Gotra, the caste of his mother. Nanda Baba considered himself to be Vaishya. And one of the works, one of the professions for the Vaishya is cow herding. So he accepted that profession. He was a cow herder. He was a clan, chief of the clan, cow herding clan. So, Kanhaiya, you're either, Shamsundar, you are either a Kshatriya. In Mathura, people in Mathura consider you a Kshatriya, and people in Gokul consider you a Vaishya. But how much time did he spend in Mathura anyway? When he was born in the prison cell, he immediately made plans to leave. He inspired his father to take him up in a basket, carry the basket on his head, and he inspired Yamuna to clear a path so that his father, Vasudev, could take him across to Gokul and then leave him at Nanda and Yashoda's house. So he didn't spend much time in Mathura. His childhood everything was done in Gokul. And Yashoda is the one who fed him milk. She's the one who nourished him. She's the one who was a mother to him. So Shri Krishna is largely accepted as Vaishya. So the Gopi is saying, you're Yadav. You are from the Yadu dynasty. You are Ahir. You are a cow. You're from the cow herding community. You are not a Brahmin. And only Brahmins should be given charity with respect. They can say, yes, they can ask for charity and they can ask for it. And they're not begging. And you give it to them with respect. But Shamsundar, you are not a Brahmin. Now the funny thing is that Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, these four castes, the division, it came from Sri Krishna himself. Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam, he says in the Bhagavad Gita. The four castes, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they were created by me. All the kids will pay attention. All eyes on me, straight back, crisscross. So, Sri Krishna is the one who came up with Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Because everyone has different strengths. So the ones who are more studious and they are more intellectual, they became the Brahmins. You study the Vedas, you teach the Vedas. And the ones who were physically stronger, they became the Kshatriyas, warriors. They defended the country and so on. And the Vaishyas, they had good business sense. They're the Baniya, we call them Baniya, Vaishya. And then the menial laborers, Shudras. But all four are absolutely equal. Purush Sukta says, Brahmanosya mukhamasid bahu rajanya kritah uru tadasya yad vaishyah padbhyagvam shudro ajayat. The Brahmins came from the mouth of the Supreme Lord, the Kshatriyas from his arms, the Vaishyas from his thighs, and the Shudras, they came from his lotus feet. We always touch the lotus feet of Bhagwan. We always touch the lotus feet of our Gurudev. So the lotus feet are the most important. So in the eyes of God, everyone is absolutely equal. Human beings are the ones who make distinctions. This one is higher, this one is lower. But Sri Krishna was only dividing society because not everyone can be a teacher, not everyone can be a warrior, not everyone can be a businessman or businesswoman. So he divided them like that, according to their likes and their abilities. And the definition of Brahma is Brahma janati iti brahmanaha. Brahman kisko कहते हैं? जो ब्रह्म को जानता है वो है ब्राह्मण. The one who knows Brahma is a Brahman. Now Shri Krishna is the supreme Brahma. By knowing him, one becomes a Brahman, and the Gopi says you're not a Brahman, so you have no right to ask for charity to be given with respect. Now what is Shri Krishna going to say to that? He knows he is Ahir, he is a member of the cow herding community, and charity with respect, given with respect, is given to the Brahmins, and he's not a Brahmin. So then the Gopi continues. Maangat Kaiso Daan Kanh tum.
Maangat Kaiso
मांगत कैसो, मांगत कैसो, दान कान्ह तुम।
मांगत कैसो, दान कान्ह तुम।
ग्रहण शमन हित, ग्रहण शमन हित, दान मांग जो।
ग्रहण शमन हित, दान मांग जो।
ग्रहण शमन हित, ग्रहण शमन हित, दान मांग जो।
ग्रहण शमन हित, दान मांग जो।
ज्योतिर्विद, ज्योतिर्विद, उन्मान कान्ह तुम।
ज्योतिर्विद, उन्मान कान्ह तुम।
तुम्हारे उर अभिमान कान्ह तुम।
तुम्हारे उर अभिमान कान्ह तुम।
कान्ह तुम,
कान्ह तुम।
मांगत कैसो, दान कान्ह तुम।
मांगत कैसो, दान कान्ह तुम।
There is another kind of charity that is given to astrologers, the Jyotishi. The astrologer, he takes charity respectfully because he's doing you a favor, people say. He does me favors by pacifying the inauspicious planetary influences. If you really wish to practice devotion seriously, do not ever get involved with the planets and planetary systems and which one is inauspicious. These planets are inauspicious, these are the auspicious ones, and I must wear this color ring to pacify this planet and that planet. My Shani is very heavy. Shani, Saturn, is considered to be a harmful planet. And people talk about Shani. A lot of people come and they offer things for Shani on Saturdays. And so we end up with a lot of mustard oil, for instance. Somehow Shani Maharaj likes mustard oil. And there are other things that end up on the altar. And I think, oh, they're trying to pacify some planet, some inauspicious planet. So if you go to the astrologer and the astrologer says, you need to pacify Shani, your Shani is heavy for 7 years, then you're stuck for 7 years and beyond. And you need to do this puja, and you need to get this, you need to get that. And when are you going to practice devotion if you get so involved in all these planets? There's no need. Because when you practice devotion to Shri Krishna, then you have pacified everyone and everything. You have brought satisfaction to everyone. Ancestors start dancing with joy in the abode in Pitrilok because they're so happy seeing that their family member has started to practice devotion to Shri Krishna. He has not become an expert. He is just starting to practice devotion under Guru's guidance. He's not doing it at Kalpachu. Maybe someone says, do this, he does that. He does this. Someone says, no, do that, and he does that. Another one says, no, you must do this. And he just listens to whoever says whatever. No, this family member of mine is starting to practice devotion by submitting himself to the Guru and doing exactly what the Guru says, the ancestors become happy. Devatas in Swargalok become happy. There's no need to fear any planetary influence because Shri Krishna will take care of all that. There's no need to be afraid. So here the gopi says, well, astrologers take charity respectfully, but you're no astrologer. You're not an astrologer. And she also says, it's not written over here, but sometimes Sri Krishna says, I'm here as an employee of King Kanh, and I'm here in the capacity of a quality control guy. So I'm quality control, and I want to check if your dahi is sour, whether it's sour or sweet. So give me. And then if he is indeed employed by the king, then the gopi needs to give him. And she says, I already know that you are not employed by Kanh. You're not his employee, so you're not checking for quality of my dahi, the curd, so I'm not going to give you any. And you're not an astrologer. And if you say that by giving you the charity in the form of curd, you will do me a favor by pacifying my negative planetary influences, no need, because I know who you are. And the gopi does know who he is. She knows that he is the Supreme Lord. He has made her forget, but in essence, she does know who he is. So she's saying, I know you're not an astrologer. And as she says, you're not a Brahmin, she understands that Brahmins all came from him. But in the Leela, in the realm of the pastimes, she says, I know you're not a Brahmin, so you don't have any authority to ask for charity with respect. And Shri Maharaj then comes to the gopi and says something in her ears, and the gopi says this in the end. Maangat Kaiso Daan Kanh tum
Maangat Kaiso Daan Kanh tum
Mam Kripalu Anukul Sabagraha Kripalu Anukul Sabagraha Jahu gram kahun aan Kanh tum Maangat Kaiso So if Thakurji says, look, I am going to pacify all the planets, so then give me the charity in the form of a curd with respect, then in the words of Jagadguru Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj, the gopi says, Shyam Sundar, all my planets are favorable to me. They are so favorable to me that the Supreme Lord of Lords, the Supreme Brahma, is asking me for curd. The one who gives to everyone, he's begging from me. So all my planets are aligned properly. All my planets are very, very beneficial to me. They are very favorable to me. So I don't need you to pacify any planet. Now imagine the fortune of the gopi. The Supreme Lord who gives to everyone, he's begging her for something. The great fortune of the gopis, the great fortune of Yashoda. Yashodaya samakapi devata nasti bhutale ulukhale yaya baddho muktido mukti michhati. A Paramhans exclaims, he said, great is the fortune of Yashoda, the one who has tied up the giver of liberation. So what kind of planetary help will Yashoda need? What kind of help does a gopi need to pacify her planets when the Supreme Lord of Lords, the one who does not visit, who does not go into the samadhi of the greatest yogis, he does not go to them. He does not accept the offerings made by them, but he is begging her for curd. So the gopi does not need any help as far as planets are concerned. She has the Supreme Lord in the palm of her hands. So the gopi says very beautifully that all my planets are favorable to me, so I don't need to give you any charity in the form of curd to pacify these planets. Now this has taken place, but the fact is that Thakurji is not going to go away without curd. So he is going to do something. What is he going to do? Is he going to snatch that curd from the gopi? Is she going to protect that curd from him? Is there going to be a tussle? And in the tussle, all the curd is going to fall down, the pot is going to break, and neither the gopi nor Thakurji wins in the end? Or does Thakurji take away the curd and she snatches it from her and it turns out to be sour? Oh no, after all this. What is going to happen? Well, only the future will tell. So we don't know yet what is going to happen, but only the future will tell. Boliye Leela Dhari Bhagwan Shri Krishna ki Jai. Boliye Gopi Prem ki Jai. Prem Ras Madira ki Jai. Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai